While a lot of DC's heroes have received a lot of well-deserved public attention over the years, thanks to popular movies, comic books, TV shows, video games, some of their older, more classic heroes haven't really been treated as well as the others, and you guys might have your own opinions on who gets dumped on more by the general audience and comic book fans, but in my opinion, the poster boy of shitty public reception is easily the one and only King of Atlantis, Aquaman.
Nobody seems to understand how useful I am, you know? I'm really capable. I can do lots of stuff, you know? Lots.
Yeah, the dude may be a total badass in the comics, but his love for green tights and talking to fish apparently don't translate all that well to TV or video games, which is why I'm kinda glad Zack Snyder decided to take the concept of a fish man who lives underwater and can talk to sea creatures more seriously and completely redesign the character for the DC Extended Universe. Doesn't he look awesome? You know he does. Aquaman looks badass. I can't wait to see what all he's capable of in Justice League.
Arthur, we need to restrain him.
Oh. Okay then. Yeah, a lot of people love to dump on this version of Aquaman, like they're all like, oh, all he did was get smacked around by Superman and Steppenwolf. This guy sucks. And yeah, that's true, he wasn't exactly the most helpful member of the team, but he did do some cool stuff. Remember when he managed to casually catch up to the speeding Batmobile towards the end of the movie? That was kinda cool, especially because before Batman v Superman came out, we kept seeing all these articles talking about how the Batmobile had a top speed of 205 miles per hour, or about 329 kilometers an hour.
Wow. That's amazing.
And as we saw in both Batman v Superman and Justice League, Aquaman isn't just kinda useful on land. He can also swim really fast too, fast enough to create sonic booms deep underwater. So, okay, he can swim faster than the speed of sound, about 767 miles per hour or about 1,234 kilometers an hour. Big deal, right? Well, actually the speed of sound above water is actually different than the speed of sound underwater. See, when something makes a sound, the sound waves travel by passing vibrational energy between the particles in whatever material the sound waves are traveling through. Like the particles end up bumping into each other as they vibrate, allowing the sound to travel from its point of origin. Think about it like a bunch of people running the Olympic torch. The torch, our sound wave, travels until it bumps into a particle, one of the runners, which picks up the energy of the wave and moves on to the next one. Now, how fast that wave travels in general depends on how close together the particles in a given material are. So when a wave travels through a gas, like air for example, the particles are pretty spread out, so they have to travel farther before they can bump into one another and keep on passing off that vibrational energy. Now, while this means it doesn't take much energy to start a wave, it does mean that the wave isn't going to travel as fast. In contrast, a liquid, like water, has particles more closely packed together, allowing sound to pass through much more quickly. Now, obviously I'm speaking very generally about this, like there's a bunch of other factors that play into the speed of sound, but we don't exactly have all day to talk about how sound works. I have a fishman swimming speed to figure out after all. Now, there is this really long and complicated formula we can use to figure out how fast Aquaman's swimming, but instead I'm just going to use this very simplified calculator. It does the same thing, but we just need to plug in a few things first, like the temperature, salinity, and the depth of the ocean water he's swimming through. So since we don't really have all that information to go off of with the swimming scenes in Justice League, we'll be calculating Aquaman's swimming speed from that video we got to see in Batman v Superman. Remember when Wonder Woman watched that QuickTime video of like all the other members of the Justice League? Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at that. Now, as noted on screen, the entire video takes place in the Tonga Trench at a maximum depth of 21,704 feet. At those depths, the pressure would be about 66,597 kilopascals or about 66 megapascals. That's equal to the weight of roughly one African forest elephant per square inch of your body. Meanwhile, the temperature at this depth leans pretty close to about 1.2 degrees Celsius or about 34 degrees Fahrenheit, so just slightly above freezing. And the salinity of ocean water is about 3.5% or 35 parts per thousand, so after plugging all this into the calculator, we can see that when we first meet Aquaman in the DCEU, he was capable of easily swimming at a speed of about 1,568 meters per second. That's about 3,507 miles per hour or about 5,644 kilometers an hour, about 4.6 times the speed of sound. That's about 4.5 times faster than the record set back in 1997 by Andy Green, when he drove a jet-propelled car known as the Thrust SCC, a vehicle which reached speeds of about 763 miles per hour or about 1,227 kilometers an hour. And just in case you maybe want a comparison with something involving water, the distance between Aberdeen, Washington to the port of Bilbao in Spain, assuming you're cutting through the Panama Canal, is 8,297 nautical miles or about 9,548 normal miles. If Aquaman hauls ass and swims at Mach 4.6 the whole time, he could cover that distance in about 2.7 hours. That's pretty damn fast, right?
That's astounding.
I mean, it's not flash speeds, but you know, it's something. So cool, Aquaman can swim at a speed of about Mach 4.6. That's awesome, right? Yeah, sure, I guess, I don't know. Way to show off all those badass Aquaman powers, Zach. And Joss, you're in this too, dude. Oh well, I'll take what we can get. Hopefully when Aquaman pops back up in the upcoming James Wan movie, he'll do, I don't know, something kinda interesting during one of the fight scenes.
My man!
But anyways guys, that's how fast the DCEU version of Aquaman can swim. If you guys agreed with anything I said in this video, or if you have your own calculations you want to throw out there, then go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, then go ahead and click that like button, and if you're new, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button too. I've also got links to my Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Patreon in the description. You should probably check those out too. And if you want to see more of my content, then you can click the link to my last video. It's right there in the middle of your screen. Alright, and I will see you all next time.